Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. Yes, we all. We're going to bring others with us. Peep Squad is in the building, to the top, to the top. So let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Part 2 of season 12. Yes, it goes down. Nene let the ladies know that she ain't their friend. She ain't feeling them, and they gonna have to do whatever they need to do to get their peach, and they're not gonna be riding on her coattail. She basically tells Tanya, if you really want that peach, you're gonna have to stick it all the way up your yin yang, your hoo hoo, your ha ha, your poom poom, if you want a peach. And Nene was like, oh, you trying to pick an argument with me? You trying to argue with me? Trying to get my attention? Trying to talk about me, huh? Yo, look at these girls. They're desperate. She even tapped on Andy's shoulder and was like, Andy, look at this. They are desperate for a peach. Look at that couch over there. They're desperate. Look at them. Look at them. And they're all aligned together. And basically she was telling Marlo, see, I told you. Marlo was agreeing. Yes. Yep, they all together. And Eva was stepping out, swinging too, calling, Nene Leakes passive aggressive. And basically, she ain't nobody's lapdog. And she's on that couch because of her own married. And she said her name is Eva Sterling. And that's the reason why she's sitting on the couch. And then Nene turned over there and laughed to Marlo like, yeah, right. Like, come on, she's going to say she's here for that. We already know, what was up. And, and titles has changed because now you see Tanya says friend of Eva and not friend of Nene. Nene done swish her off the way. I guess when Nene feels like you ain't loyal, she ain't gonna wait a year. She ain't gonna wait 2 years or 3 years. She's gonna cut you down. I was just like, damn. Because it took the other ladies from the past season to turn. It took them a little while to stab each other in the back and basically not be friends no more. And so, And Eva was like, Nene, you up here acting a mess. Like, you are rude. You coming from people. And, basically, I had your back and all this other stuff. Nene was like, I had your back. What are you talking about? So Nene was like, I don't care what y'all saying. Y'all are desperate. Y'all thirsty. Y'all want a peach so bad. It's ridiculous. And you do anything for it. And I'm the girl to come for. I'm the girl that you're going to try to get your shine off. And you know what? I ain't arguing with you. Yep. I understand what you're saying. And then we got Porsha. She's over there crying up a storm. A little bit of cry at the end, basically just saying that, yo, Nene, you hurt my feelings. I thought it was more to this and more to us. Blase in the third. I can't believe that I'm finding out like this that we ain't friends. Cynthia was like, yeah, Nene, like, come on. Like, you ain't controlling or nothing, but damn, it's like you cut people off and you disconnect from people real quick, fast, in a hurry. Nene was like, I ain't wasting no more time. I don't put too many broads on this show for them to turn around and stab me in my back and be my enemy. So you know what? First sign of disloyal, then I'm cutting you off, because they would say, oh, Marlo is loyal to you. She was like, good thing Marlo is loyal to me, because they're loyal to each other over there. I was like, And then we got Shamari. She steps up. She ain't trying to take no crap from Marlo. Like, she's standing up to Marlo. She ain't acting like she's scared. She's about that life. She's ready to get it popping, and she's ready to get it cracky-lacking with Marlo. She don't care how short she is and how big Marlo is, but you ain't gonna talk down to her and make fun of her without her saying something about you. She was like, if I had Gucci, I bet I can get some of that punani. She was like, She was basically shading Marlo, talking about, you've been on here for 6 seasons, and what do you do? We don't know what you do. What do you do? I bet you if it was about hustling, if it was about being out there in that street and tricking or whatever, you'll know something. I was just like, damn. Candy kept her mouth closed only when it came to Porsha, basically telling Porsha that, hey, listen, you had a drink, baby. You was drinking while you was pregnant, and basically broke down how many months and how many weeks she was pregnant. Therefore, that she was drinking at, Todd's birthday party. So Candy was like, you ain't gonna make me out to be a liar. I was just like, Then we got Marlo talking about she got pictures of Shamari out here drinking and having a good time. Shamari was like, girl, don't nobody even know you in Atlanta. What are you talking about? You are not relevant. I was just like, all Candy could do is just be quiet. Basically, she had her little interaction with Porsha, and Porsha was like, do you think I really came up to that girl and was trying to fight her? And he's like, I don't even know. Candy, I got kicked out of your party. Was like, it was kind of a setup. Candy was like, nah, I didn't set you up. I didn't do nothing. Why would you go and approach the girl and say something? What's up to her? You gonna think you... And then they asked the question where, Porsha, you think Porsha just walked up to the lady all kindly and nice to Dennis's ex-girlfriend? I was like, But they got that out the way. Kandi and Porsha are still friends. So it is what it is. I was like, they was going back and forth. Basically, Kandi was not backing down. And she was like, basically, Porsha was drinking. And then that brings a question to the scene when Porsha was in, with Nene or whatever. And they was on vacation, all the ladies. And, Porsha had a whole Hennessy bottle. And she didn't pour the Hennessy out in the toilet or the sink. She put it in a container and put it under the sink. Like, what was going on with that? Then we have Tanya. And then we have, Eva talking about it's okay, a little red wine, a little bit of that, basically giving support to Porsha. And so Nene was peeping game and basically was putting it out to Marlo that they all together, they all aligned together. I've been telling you guys this season that these ladies are not feeling Nene like that. Like, they're not feeling her. And Nene sees the writing on the wall, baby. She might be a little bit paranoid too as well because of whatever happened to her in the past, or maybe she came up a certain way too as well, but she sees the writing on the wall. And she said that they want my peach, they coming from, they want attention from me, they're trying to write off of my coattail and they ain't gonna get it. I was just like But Kandi breaking down when, Porsha, you was only a month, and on top of that, when you got pregnant by Dennis, you wasn't in a monogamous relationship. I don't know what's the big deal. And then Porsha was like, yes, I was in a monogamous relationship. But then she turned around and said, maybe I wasn't, but it wasn't the day of we became monogamous that I got pregnant or this and that. So basically Porsha is getting caught out there like Phaedra did with her pregnancy or whatever. They want to keep it cute and keep it clean and basically, don't have that reputation that, because they're from the South or whatever, blah, and the third. But it's too late for that. Like, you still don't already, you already had the baby, and you still ain't married. So the way that Porsha was talking on this stage, she better get a prenup. She better get a good attorney. She better get somebody that loves her, that's her attorney, somebody that got her back. She better get somebody that is well-rounded and got her back and not just gonna play her out here in these streets. I was just like, damn. I was like, what's really going on? So then Porsha kind of like agreed to like maybe she was pregnant, maybe she wasn't pregnant when they was in a serious relationship, but it don't matter because her and Dennis is together, and then she also says that Dennis is, they asked her about his tattoos, about her kissing all over his tattoos. I mean, her about Dennis's tattoos on his body. How does she feel about seeing other women's names? She was like, I like Keisha, Toya, whatever their name is, I kiss them and lick on them and they taste good. And so basically, but there's a whole big story out here about Dennis being really mischievous and, some kids and a whole lot of stuff that we got to get into. I'm just like, Dennis is out here in these streets, baby, doing his thing. And then we get Greg. Greg comes on stage and he looks absolutely wonderful. He looks great. He looks healthy. He's still going through his cancer treatments, and he's almost done with them and whatever. And they talk about, him switching up from having, holistic help and then now moving on to having the chemo. And basically, he's saying, they asking him like, what happened, what took so long, blah, and the third. And he was like, I didn't listen to my wife. She told me always to get checked, but I was ignorant to the situation. I thought they were going to stick my finger in the booty, but that's a different method, and I was going to have to cough, blase, and a third, and it was my ignorance. And if I would have, listened to my wife, I wouldn't have had it. And Nene feeling a certain type of way too. She got that face on. Like, I think Nene has the face on too as well, because they're going to try to get deep and try to throw in that she wasn't so sensitive and all this other stuff too as well. And then on top of that, she was like, I told him, I've been telling him, he don't listen. Like, and he knew better. He knew which treatment or which test he had to get because we talked about it or whatever. So she feeling a way about that too as well. And then they talk about how difficult their relationship has been before he got sick. Then one of the questions was to Nene, if Greg wasn't sick, if Greg wasn't sick, would you have gotten the would you have still be with him? Like, would you divorce Greg, when he has cancer? Or basically, she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So basically, they asked her the question whether, if Greg wasn't sick, you would have already divorced him, right, Nene, or whatever. She was like, I don't know how to answer that question. And Greg was like, no, I don't want to divorce, Nene. I want forgiveness. I want us to be back together or whatever. They talk about the difficult times, the grouchiness, and then Nene going out to the public, Greg cheating on Nene. Nene has not moved past Greg cheating on her, but Greg has moved past the cheating situation, which was about 8 years ago, but Nene hasn't moved past it. And then having him ill too as well has just did something to her. Like, he cheated on me 8 years ago, if I had cancer, would he be around? And so basically they're going to see Dr. Jeff, and it was actually Greg's choice. And Dr. Jeff and Nene, you know, they didn't get along because Dr. Jeff was not agreeing with Nene. So they're not going to use the grouchy word or anything like that. But Nene said that she don't know if she wants a divorce. She don't know where their marriage is going to go at now, you know, basically on the show. But previously we find out that she's going to be with Greg. I don't know if it's going to be a storyline, her and Greg breaking up, blase and a third. And so basically Greg has to go get some testing done to make sure the cancer didn't spread, and the chemo did its work. And basically there was like, how do you feel about, you know, Nene, you know, being grouchy and putting everything out there? He was like, you know, it doesn't really bother me or whatever. She got to do what she got to do. And it was like, yo, and then one of the questions was, Nene, like, you went to work while Greg was sick and you did a lot of traveling. She was like, if I didn't travel, he wouldn't eat. I was like, damn, you got to go there. That's some hard shit to say too. If I wouldn't travel, he wouldn't eat. She was like, you know, that he's sick. You know what I'm saying? That because, you know, he's not working. And then them not sleeping in the same bed. I told you guys they would not sleep in the same bed before anything happened, because when you have a colostomy bag, it's very hard to sleep with somebody with a colostomy bag, because sometimes there's odors, and sometimes people are scared of people having, you know, devices or mechanics, you know, on the outside of the body to help their body function. A lot of people are scared of that. I'm trying to tell you, feeding tubes and all that other stuff, people be like, oh no. That's why they hire the best. So we have that situation, and so they're still, you know, and it was asking whether Greg asked for the divorce. So Greg was just like, no, I didn't ask for no divorce or whatever. But, you know, if there was a divorce to happen, you know, and it means that, you know, it is what it is. It wasn't meant, but maybe they could be good friends. Nene was just like, I don't know. I don't know, because the marriage wasn't good before. I was like, damn, but, you know, they didn't really show any signs that, you know, things were bad. You know what I mean? And then she was like, well, Greg is not that innocent. You guys just think he's innocent. And I take the blame and the blunt of the brute of the situation, because you guys don't see it. Everybody's looking at Nene like she's crazy. Like, girl, what are you talking about? Your husband is a sweetheart. And she was like, because I got the big mouth, because I'm louder, people notice me more, and I get the blame more. And then Greg was like, yeah, she's right. Greg was like, nah, yeah. And then Greg was just like, she was like, is it okay, whatever? Because I think there's some things that Nene didn't want people to know too as well at this time and point, because right now she's at war. She feels like none of these girls are her friends, and she already said that they're coming after her and they want to peace. So therefore she don't want to hear their oohs and their ahs, because she don't like them. She ain't here for them. She ain't entertaining shit that they gotta say and their opinion, because she feels like they are the enemy and they're trying to take from her, and she ain't gonna have it. And they are disloyal. Only loyal one on the couch right now is Marlo. In her opinion, Candy's being quiet because Candy has seen this before, done this before. But what makes this so much better is everybody speaking out. Nene speaking her piece. She ain't trying to let everybody act like it's all good, like we're goody two shoes, even though we don't speak, we don't talk to each other. Nah, we ain't friends, and I'm not gonna act like it. So it makes it seem like Nene is the bad guy, because she's actually just being honest and letting everybody know that we ain't really cool. They really don't rock with me like that. And then they're like, you know, but we'll rock with you. But, you know, to a certain extent. So I was just like, damn. So it is what it is at that situation. When she said, if I didn't work, he wouldn't eat, Nene, that was kind of wrong. That was a low blow. That's a blow to him, you know, even though it's the truth. And, you know, basically just say, I have to work because there's obligations that me and Greg has to correspond with and have to take care of. So I have to travel, and he understands. I call and I check on him all the time. We FaceTime, but she got to say it in a different way. But Nene's at the point that she don't give a F, and she already said in other interviews that she hates the reunion, and she started the reunions, but she hates it because everybody tries to come for her. So that's how she's feeling on the side. And then they started to talk about title change, you know, with the situation where Eva the Diva and Tanya, basically Tanya was like, I didn't like the way that you said I wouldn't be with my husband, this and that. The way that you came off was rude and disrespectful. And like, how can you just like, you know, I think you should, like, it wasn't a big deal. And then Cynthia jumped in, was like, I don't think she meant it that way. I just think she meant it like, you're gonna get married. But damn, baby, if you've been with this man for 6-7 years, you live in the same house, and you might as well do it. We might as well do it. We ain't getting no younger. Come on, like, we might as well do it. If you're already living together, you're already playing house, you might as well get married, because if one of you guys deceased or something happens, the family's coming in and taking everything, especially, and then you'll be left out there on the street. You're going to have to split 50-50, sell the stuff or whatever. So I guess Nene... So, yeah, you might as well do it, Tanya. Tanya's cool. Basically, they started talking about Tanya when she threw Nene's sunglasses under the bus and they were low end. And then Nene didn't like that. That was the moment Nene didn't. But I think Nene kind of read something. She read something with Eva and she read something with Tanya that we did not see on camera. And that's what Nene was trying to explain on her low. That, like, come on. Like, they're friends only on camera. And I think Nene was looking for that support off the camera. Not you just going to my event. Not you just doing this. And the other girls was like, well, we don't know really what to do with you because, you know, we don't know if you need support because you're so strong. And then, you know, you close yourself in or whatever. But Nene was like, yeah, I want some support. But I don't think that she trusts them anymore. And that's the situation. And she's already mad at Cynthia because of the Kenya situation, because she wants Cynthia to choose, and she feels like she did a lot for Cynthia. She had Cynthia's back the most, you know, so she feels like Cynthia should in turn have her back, but Cynthia's just like, yo, I ain't choosing, baby. Right now, Kenya's hot shit. And every season she's been on has been hot shit. So, and because if anybody should know how Nene was going to feel, it should be Cynthia, about how Nene would feel about having Kenya in the same place when they ain't getting along. But you already know Nene's accusing Cynthia of going back and forth and splitting up the friendship. So we have that situation. So I was just like, Nene was like, my back is up against the wall, baby. She was like, my back is up against the wall and she's gonna come out swinging, and she ain't being nice. And that's how she just feels about the situation. Nene was like, you know, they don't really come around. Like, I really do want some friends around, but, you know, they ain't really there like they say that they there. And it was like, we don't know how, you know, Porsha, we don't know how Portia's too busy with her damn life and she's pregnant. This is the first time she's experiencing all this shit, that all this goodness is going on with her. You think she's really worried about Nene and Greg, even though... excuse me, even though she said that she probably prays for her in the whole nine and all that other good stuff, but it's not... Nene's not her age, number one, and her life is just changing. Like, she's moving forward, you know, she's just moving forward, and she's just too glow up. And then you got Cynthia trying to get that glow up too as well, and Cynthia's basically said, I'm not going to pick and choose between you and Kenya, Cynthia. I mean, between you and Nene. At Kenya and Nene, she's not going to pick. So it's up. So she's putting it on Nene to make the decision. And Nene has made a decision. Well, we ain't friends. And Eva and Tanya was like, we are not going to be casualty of war. We're not going to be lapdogs. You ain't going to talk shit to us. You ain't going to treat us no type of way. We going to come here. We come here to win. We come here to play. You open the door, but baby, I'm going to bust it open and blow it open. And I'm going to get here. And Nene was like, okay, well, you going to get there without my help. So I'm just like, So then you got Tanya and Marlo, basically, and they talk about, you know, the sunglasses and the fashion and all that other stuff. And, you know, and Nene is not feeling good about her talking about her sunglasses being low end. She didn't want to hear that. And so then they talk about the title change, and it was like, Eva was like, Nene, you've been acting shady, like you passive aggressive, you're like this, you're like that towards us, and that's how it done changed up. And I was like, And and Marla was like, Edo, hasn't your title changed too? Wasn't you little sis? Wasn't this your little sis? Wasn't you little sis? She was like, yeah, I was calling her that, but not no more. You know, the way that she act, I really had her back. She ain't down for me, basically. I was just like, I was like, damn, they're going in. And Tanya was like, I was so shocked. I was just, and the violence that Nene displayed over there and the other country or whatever, it really was like, oh, I just couldn't. I was just so shocked at Nene that I didn't know what to do. Like, basically, Nene was like, okay, all right, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it. Basically, was like, okay, all right, cool. You know, all right, I got you, whatever. You know, Nene was basically, and then that's when Tanya was like, see, that's passive aggressive, what you're doing. And she was like, because it ain't that big deal. And Nene was like, girl, you don't understand. And Cynthia was like, well, she wasn't trying to shade you, you know, Tanya. And and Eva was like, look how you're talking to everybody, look how you're talking to us now, look how you're just being, you just being, you know, the way that you are, whatever. And then Nene was like, you know, Tanya's like that fish, you know, she can just pop up when she wants to or whatever. Because basically, I guess the situation that went on at, you know, at over there and Japan, Tokyo, wherever they was, that it was that, you know, Tanya didn't get over it, and she just felt a certain type of way about the situation. And so they didn't talk after that, like they stayed mute to each other. So basically, I guess from there, and then, you know, Nene said, oh, you're popular now, you know, you made your own little friends, you made your own little clique. And so basically Nene was saying that, oh, she's popular, she don't need me, she don't need to talk to me. And Tanya was like, I can make friends and be laughable and be fun with anybody I want to be with, because Tanya has hooked up with the girls on the other side of the on the couch, and mostly, you know, she's hooked up with Eva, and she's pretty cool with Cynthia, and her and Porsha might got something going on, because that side of the couch was together, baby. They was not going to let Nene take any one of them down, and it was it was really what, four against one. You know, Candy was in it, but not really in it. She was just there making faces, just basically looking stunned, because she know how the wind blows, shit can change real quick. They might be shading each other right now in this reunion, but we'll see next season they'll be kicking it, chilling, and having a good old time. And then if you said something, you the bad person. So, but, you know, I think Candy done had the conversation with the ladies on the other side of the couch too, but she's keeping her mouth closed. She's not trying to play her full deck of cards right now. But Tanya and Eva done put them cards on the table. Porsha didn't put them on the table, and then Cynthia was like, okay, mine is on the table then. Since we ain't friends, we ain't friends. This is a surprise to me. So I was just like, And I mean, Nene said that to Eva, she said that to Tanya, and Tanya was like, so you're calling me a fish? You're calling me a fish? And they just started laughing. I was just like, Tanya was like, oh, it's because I'm part of a group now, because I got friends. So basically, and then that's when, you know, Cynthia jumps in that, you know, she disconnects and she'll cut people off. And basically they're saying that when Nene feels a certain type of way, she'll cut you off. She won't have a conversation with you, because probably she feels like it's not needed to have a conversation. That's number one. Or she just doesn't know how to communicate, or she feels that she's going to be trapped, because, you know, she's been where people have done bent for her neck and try to take her spot and only want to be around her because she is Nene. And then on top of that, they're not reaching out to her either when they know she's going through a serious, you know, thing with the cancer. But Eva's getting married, her grandfather died, somebody else died, and her father's sick. You know, a lot of people got a lot going on too. They just can't, you know, drum over there to Nene. But it's like, I think if they were more friends off of camera, it would have been cool. But it seems like Tanya and Nene was friends off camera, because Nene said Tanya was coming through the store and everything like that, and it was cool, and she put her on the show. And I guarantee you, Eva and Tanya said to Nene that, yo, we got your back, yo, if we get on the show, Blase ain't the third, because it's a good opportunity. They don't really gotta fight. It's not like Love and Hip Hop. It's like a decent show. They go on decent trips, they go and they get to drink, they get to have fun, you know what I mean? And basically they can start booking their stuff and become popular offline too as well. And if they have any products, they can brand their stuff too as well. So Nene has really opened the doors for these ladies, and she feels like they are not really grateful and they're not loyal to her, because at the drop of a dime, she, you know, she has an outburst and they ain't got her back. But everybody ain't gonna have your back in an outburst. You open up the door and then you start treating somebody like crap, and that's the way they feel, that Nene opened the door, we cool, but then she done switched on us like we coming after her. So it's a 50-50. What you think? Who you think they coming for Nene? Yes, they coming for Nene. Like, they want to be comfortable in their surroundings where they can have a good time, and there's not like a big boss, and then plus they can dispense that money around, because they get paid on, this is one of the good shows that they get paid on. So it is what it is. And Nene's just like, look at them. Nene was like, you gonna have to beg to Tanya, and you gonna have to beg. She was like, girl, you gonna have to beg for that peach. I was just, Nene. Then there was a question like, Nene, you try to control everybody that you bring in. Nene was like, I don't try to control. Cynthia said, no, that's not true, I believe. And then Eva said, no, she's just passive aggressive. And then Tanya said, yeah, she's passive aggressive. And they're saying like, basically Marlo is her lapdog or whatever. And she was like, Marlo is loyal. That's one thing that you bitches are not loyal. But she didn't call them B words. So I was just like, And, you know, Eva was just like, yeah, you just passive aggressive, baby. Don't even, Eva was not feeling it. And then they got to, you know, Marlo and Eva, and it was like, oh, the best 45-minute read that happened on Real Housewives of Atlanta was between Marlo and, you know, Eva. Basically, everybody said that Eva won. Marlo tried to say she won. And then it was like, how did you feel about that comment, Eva, when Marlo said that, you know, you got you got two babies by two different daddies? She was like, I'm sure Marlo got a mother, her siblings, and got, you know, different fathers. She was like, Marlo agreed, like, yeah. Eva was like, I bet you my bottom dollar. And then Marlo was like, don't bet your bottom dollar because I heard you ain't got no money. And he was like, yeah, oh yeah, I'm going broke or whatever. So the shit is going to hit the fan about, you know, Eva having a girlfriend out there in LA, living a good damn life out there with another woman. And basically her and Shamari could hook up and do the damn thing because they both married, right? So anyways, we have that situation. Then they talk about, you know, when she said, I bet you my bottom dollar, and Marlo said, don't bet that. And so then they talked about, you know, Shamari basically having an open marriage, her drinking so much. And basically, you know, Marlo's trying to accuse her of being a drunk and alcoholic. I just think that she got twins. She ended up getting a job where she can drink, she can have cocktails, she can dress up, she can look good and go and have a good time. And she did it because having twins, oh my God, is a lot. Even if you do got help, she does got help though. So it's a little bit kind of different than, you know, just you and your husband, but you got help or whatever. So, but basically, I don't think she's a drunk. And then you got Porsha, like, I don't think she has a drinking problem. I think she has a problem drinking. And Porsha better get that prenup. So we have that situation. So Marlo and Shamari goes back and forth, and she was like, she don't like Shamari's dress is ugly, you know, look like she got it from Claire's. Porsha was like, Claire's is clothes. You know, Marlo was like, you look like you put glitter together on the dress. And I was like, OMG, like they going in like for no reason, baby. And she was like, yo, if it was hoeing, and then they basically threw it up in Marlo's face that she was drunk over there in Tokyo, whatever the hell they was. And Marlo was like, yeah, I was pretty girl drunk. I wasn't vomiting, throwing up. And they talk about, you know, Shamari throwing up. And then Eva was like, yeah, what about my shoes? You know what I'm saying? Then Shamari got shady and was like, yo, listen, I was going to have the shoe clean, but it was worth, you know, just buying her a new pair of shoes or just giving her a gift card at Zoro's. And then, you know, you have, you know, Eva talking about I got it from Morocco, or whatever, and it cost a lot of money. And they was like, how much did it cost? $70. And Shamari gave her that gift card. I was like, go ahead, Shamari. And then Nene had to make it clear, like, I never talked about your clothes. It's funny how Shamari and Nene didn't have a problem at all this season. Like, they got along. They didn't have no arguments. It was just Eva and Shamari, but Shamari and Nene, and you wouldn't think that they wouldn't get along, but they do. You would think since she's not getting along with nobody else, they wouldn't get along, but her and Shamari actually get along. And I think it's because I think there's a little bit more respect there, I think, between each other. And Candy brought Shamari on, and Nene brought on Eva. But Eva got her peach. And, you know, Tanya is trying to get that peach, baby. So I was just like, Then Marlo had the nerve to tell Shamari she needs to go to Betty Ford. Like, come on, Betty Ford, baby. And Shamari was like, I don't even know what Betty Ford is. And then, you know, Andy said, oh, that's a rehab facility. And Marlo's just look. And then and Nene and, you know, Andy are cracking back and forth. Nene's calling these girls desperate. She's calling them out. She's just saying, but think about it. Shamari and Nene never got into, like, everything with them was cool or whatever. And so when Shamari said, like, I'm not going to take no advice or nothing from what, you know, Marlo has to say, because I'm going to take something from a violent criminal. Like, why you got to call her a violent criminal? Well, and then, you know what? That's when Marlo left her alone, because she threw up that criminal past, and everyone's saying that's the reason why, you know, Marlo hasn't got a peaches because of her violent past or her criminal record. So I was like, Then they talk about the closet. Let's get into the closet. They still talking about the drinking. Let's get into, I don't think she's a drunk. Then they talk about the closet. And they talked about the wig party. And basically, I'm just like, damn. And then Marlo said that Shamari is Bust Down Thursday, a Throwback Thursdays. I was like, oh no, she did not go. They call her Throwback Thursdays. And she got Throwback Thursday. And so then they asked her, you know, is Shamari more bisexual than anything? And Shamari was like, no, I'm with my husband, basically, and asked her the question, why did you follow, Ronnie's rules and he get to go sleep with, other women, but you can only sleep with women? And she was like, that's what I wanted. And that's when, Marlo tuned in and was just like, oh, so that's what you wanted? That was the agreement, that you wanted the women? Yeah. So Marlo's trying to prove that she is bisexual, more bisexual than she is straight or whatever, blase and the third. So they talk about the closet. And there we go with the closet. And basically it's going to get down. It's going to get ugly with the closet. And they was talking about the wigs. They was talking about each other's hairstyles. We find out that Porsha cheated. She ended up getting a quick weave. And basically Porsha was upset with Nene because Nene made the comment that I don't know why Porsha is this late when, she's just pregnant. Because that's when Eva threw, well, she's going to, it was either Eva or was it Tanya that said her excuse is going to be that she was pregnant. I think it was Tanya. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And so that's when, but anyways, that's when Nene was like, well, there's women that live, in the hood, and they have a baby in the stomach, baby in a stroller, baby on one hand, and they get on the bus and they make it do what it do. And Porsha said that hurt her feelings. She felt disrespected, and basically, no, she don't feel bad about anything anymore. Like, how can you say that about your little sister, whatever? And so then we also get to, Porsha actually throwing Nene under the bus, and it's actually true. She threw Nene under the bus because Nene said that she wasn't going to say anything about the dinner situation, but she ended up telling Porsha, and Porsha ended up telling us, and Nene said that she was ride or die, baby. She was ride or die. So basically right there, you can see that Porsha threw Nene under the bus. And I think from that moment on, that's when Nene felt like, they ain't ride or die. Like, how could she throw me under the bus? She ain't that dumb, deaf, blind, and stupid that when we met, I told you something in secret to let you know what's going on, so you wouldn't be shocked and you wouldn't be surprised when Candy's trying to come up and say that your man is cheating, your man is doing this and getting tattoos and giving people Rolex watches and shit like that. And so I think that was it for Nene. And then she just realized the writing on the wall that these ladies are all got some happy, glorious, small kids or babies popping out going on, or trying to get pregnant, already got kids. They're all happily married, most of them, except for Cynthia. And Portia's not married, but she'll be there soon. And Cynthia's not married, but she might be there because Nene said that's a fake storyline. So, and then Tanya, she doesn't have any kids, but, she's possibly, she's happy. And, she has a fiance or whatever. So, Nene felt that shit on. So, we have that situation. So, I was just like, damn, I totally forgot about that part. So, yeah. So, even all this back and forth with, Porsha on Twitter talking about, I didn't throw her under the bus. It was editing. Now, Porsha finally admits that it was her fault. So, it seems like Porsha can be a liar. And that has been proven. So we have that situation. And so then we got Tanya they was talking about the closet. And they were just, they was just talking about that it's just that they didn't like Nene, basically, that they was getting ready to go into the closet and how that shit went. And how did the belt come off of, Porsha? And basically, this is when Nene jumps in, was like, yo, I don't want to hear this shit about the belt. I don't want to hear this. You're not gonna blackmail me. Not really blackmail me, but you ain't gonna beat me in the head with this. And basically, she knows that it's gonna make her look bad and make people question her. And I already told you, Nene done turned off her, her account, so you can't comment. I don't know if she turned them back on. So basically, they're gonna break down the situation with the belt, and it's gonna make Nene look bad because everybody on that stage is a witness except for Shamari and Marlo. Get into that. Peace. I'm out. One love to all my peeps and my peoples. What do you think about it? Do you think Eva and Tanya did what they did? Do you think they was fighting for their peace? Do you think that they looked good for what they was doing? Or do you think Nene had every right to do what she did? Tell me what you think. I don't have a favorite. Not once, not whatsoever. So let me know how y'all guys think, or what you think about the situation. Peace. I'm out. One love to all my peeps and my peoples.